chasing me and you. All these years of inspiration and love. Oh, how we live and what we say. It's Stampin' Up and it's our way.
Hi everyone, it's time for our next card in the Pretty Birds Craft at Home kit class. So for your card, this is actually what you'll be making, and what you've got in your supplies is a piece of crushed curry base card. If it's not already folded, give it a fold and burnish that with your bone folder. You'll have a piece of crumb cake cardstock. You'll also have a piece of very vanilla cardstock. You will have 2 strips of crushed curry and crumb cake. You will need a piece of ribbon. You will also need to have on your blocks the row of birds, the outline and the inline image. You'll need the twig. You'll need your stamps greetings. Again, I'm using the words from Happiness Abound, so I have best wishes. You will need your dimensionals. You'll need your champagne rhinestones as well. You'll need your liquid adhesive, and you'll need your snips, and you also have a piece of linen thread in your kit as well. And what you're going to need is a brown ink pad. I'm using soft suede, and I'm also using an embossing folder. You just need something that has a little bit of texture to it. I wanted a wood grainy type of look for the back of this. You can make it whatever pattern that you would like. So the very first thing what we need to do is we are going to get our ink pad and we're going to run it on our embossing folder, and then going to take your crumb cake piece, pop that down, close it up. I don't care if it moves because I'm happy with that texture of it, and we're going to run that through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, so now that has been done, just get one of your baby wipes and give that a clean. If it still won't come clean, you can just wash these under the tap, okay? So feel free to do that. All right, so that is that piece. With our piece of very vanilla cardstock, what we need to do with this is do our stamping. We're going to stamp our birds twice. Now, I have found going with the outer lined image first was a little easier than doing the inside. So I would have thought the inside then the outside, but I did find that I worked it. But play around with it, see which way you like it to go. Okay, so what you're going to do is take some crushed curry, and I'm going to use some, I might go saffron on this one and see how it works. So for my outer image, it will be the darker of the 2 inks. So just pick 2 inks that you have and stamp. And then my second row of birds, like so. Then taking saffron, and I'm just going to bring that towards me so that I can line it up. Yep. And then my other ones, like so. Okay, so birdies are done, and then I'm going to use a very light, I'll do Sahara sand. You can use crumb cake, you can use brown, you can use old olive, whichever you prefer. And at the end of the stamp on this one, you will actually notice 2 little sprigs there. You want to try and line that up, and I'm just going to have to bring it closer to me again because I can't see. Just with the ledge, and the second one. Okay, so there we have our stamped birdies. Now what you're going to do is we're going to grab a drop sheet and you're going to grab your birds and we're going to get an aqua painter. Okay, get a water painter, aqua painter, whatever you want to call them. And we are just going to move everything out of the way. And I'm going to take my crushed curry, squeeze my ink pad, open it up. I'm going to add a dribble of water to my ink pad. Just a drop or two. There we go. As I do want that to be quite moist. Ink my bristles and tap. Give that a good splattering of ink. All right, leave that aside to dry for a quick sec. And then we can pack up all of this, and I might just grab a tissue and just take up some of that excess water so that it doesn't go into my ink pad. Okay, the other option you could do if you wanted is use a marker on a block with your aqua painter, and you can do it that way. So what you would do is take your block, rub some of your marker on there, spritz it, or use your aqua painter, do the same thing. Use this as the palette instead of your ink pad. I don't have a problem using my ink pad. Like I said, I just use tissue and wipe that up. Alrighty, so let's just clear off my desk. Okay, so to put this card together, what we're going to do is you're going to take your linen thread, and I'm going to actually want my knot on this side, so I'm just unraveling it. You won't have to unravel from your spool because you have a piece there. So take that. So once you've got that, I'd like to just tuck my string under here just to secure it. Give that a bit of a pull, make it tight. Under it goes. And then tying off. Now don't cut it just yet. Okay, so leave that there for a second, because what we need to do now is on our crumb cake, using my soft suede ink, I'm going to stamp my words. And then taking my snips, I'm going to cut in and away my angle piece. And I'm going to do the same once I've worked out, yeah, that's about my size. I've given you a little bit extra so that if you have a longer word, it won't matter. So the two go onto there. Get rid of this. And then I'm going to use a hole punch and punch out 2 holes. And now what I'm going to do is thread line those 2 holes up, slot that through, and then bring that down, and then I'm going to tie off again, and just on pushing it towards the edge of my card, like so, and then that one, and then I can trim off my excess. Okay, so once I've got that, what I'm now going to do is add some dimensionals. Whack a few on there. And you'll notice with my dimensionals, I have actually used a orange highlighter so that way then when I can see on the back of my card, so I've got an orange highlighter and I've coloured in the back of my dimensionals, and that way you can actually see where you need to, that you haven't removed the back side of that. So then just before I attach, what I will do is do my ribbon. So next to the knot here, I'm just going to grab a stapler and bring that in. Probably should have done that before you add the dimensionals, but we're going with it. So add a really rustic looking staple. Just want a really haphazard sort of look. I'm going to split my two pieces of crumb cake and crushed curry words so that I've secured both of them, and I'm going to add that under here as well, spreading out and fanning that. What you're then going to do is take your scissors and gouge along the edge of your cardstock, and you're going to tear and grate up quite hard your cardstock. Now you will add dimensionals to this and secure that. I'm going to trim my ribbon. And I'm going to add dimensionals, and I'm also going to add some sequins, and I'm just going to have that off to the side. But I want to show you something. So that is actually how the card is finished. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to step this one up and show you with the Leaves of Holly dies. I have used the Happiness Abounds words. I've used the die from the Leaves of Holly, and it's got these leaves here, but I wanted some bigger leaves. I've stamped them twice and cut them out on my very vanilla cardstock. And now I'm just going to take a couple of dimensionals and one more over here on my leaf. And this is just a variation for you to see how it changes the card. So probably don't need the best wishes on this one, but anyway, we're going with it. Because it sort of ties in with our, just going to secure that up there, moving this just so it's not off there, and that is just a quick variation on the card, so just a way of changing it. So that's another way you can do that one. All right, hope you like that, and I'll see you on the next card. Bye.
Difference in me and you, all these years of inspiration.